Hello people, can't talk too loud because it is like 5 to 12 at night, but I'm just going to quickly go over what I thought of the Deji fight. You know, I was enjoying a few drinks because I've got to edit this as well, but still, okay now, I'll throw a few clips in a minute as well. No, I'll throw a few clips at the end of the video so you kind of get a gist of what the atmosphere is like. As you know, I'll throw them in now and then cut back to me in a minute.
Come on!
And I'm back. So from those clips you would have got kind of what the atmosphere is like, and that's why I go to these events. They're some of the best atmospheres you can get, whether you like boxing, YouTube boxing or not. And obviously it's very controversial me because I don't like normal boxing, but I like YouTube boxing. Maybe it's because it's the two mixed. But it was an electric atmosphere, it always is when you go to these sort of events. That's why I love going to them. On the other hand, and this is going to be very controversial, and you're going to very think I'm probably American and I want the Americans to win, but I don't. The two main events, let's talk about them. Apart from, you know, if you've seen it, then obviously it's not spoilers. If you haven't, spoilers alert. But let's talk about the three events that I personally saw. Well, I saw 4 or 5, I think, but didn't really take much notice of the other one. Other two, one of them got finished early because it's headbutt, and two of them was, another one was really good to be fair, but it's just heavyweights going at it. So the Christian Hamby versus Fideli match really surprised me to be fair, because Christian Hamby, he stuck it out, he's stuck in there and made Fideli dance a little bit and didn't get knocked out like you would have thought he would, because Fideli's a very big guy, you would have thought he would have knocked him out quite easily, but he didn't. So that's quite a nice little match to see. And then the co-main event, and this is something I've noticed with both Deji and Kenny King. I don't know if it's their trainer or just the way they are or whatever. Might be them personally. And I'll kind of speak on the Deji fight. Spoiler alert, he did lose, unfortunately. And this is the reason why I think he lost, and why I think, in my opinion, that Kenny King lost as well. Now, he did win the decision. He won by decision. But in my opinion, I think Face Temper outboxed him, and this is why I think. This is why I'm going to explain to you now. Now, if you watch the event, you might get what I'm saying. If you haven't, then, you know, and I'm not claiming to be an expert, but I do martial arts, so I kind of can see things from a martial arts perspective. And boxing is a martial arts in a way. In a way it's not, but I'll give it to both Kenny King and Deji. Their cardio was there. Both their cardio was there, and both their defense was there. They both was very good at defending, ducking and diving, and I keep forgetting the thing where you got at move your bodies to the side and ducking and diving and blocking. They was both very good at that, and their cardio was both top notch. But the thing I think they both let them down is they was trying to look for the setup to go for the punches, to go for the combos. And sometimes, and I'm talking from experience here, you can't always go for setup. Sometimes you just got to get dirty, get in there, get dirty, take a few hits and throw a few hits back. 9 times out of 10, yes, I have a setup. I have a way of setting people up for attacks. You know, that's what I think is a very basic, not a basic thing, but a thing that everyone gets taught, whether it's boxing or martial arts, whatever. It's a very thing, I think it's a thing that everyone gets taught. But sometimes you gotta, like I said, get down and dirty and get in there and just take a few punches to land a few punches. And I think that was Kenny King's biggest problem and Deji's biggest problem. They both had the defense down to a notch. They both had the cardio, but they wasn't, in my opinion, willing to get in there and get dirty and take a few shots. Deji was very much looking for setups, and Kenny King was a bit more getting in there, but he was still looking for setups. And sometimes you can't just rely on setups. Setups don't always work, and this is why I think, in my opinion, Face Temper won, because he had the more successful punches. He landed a lot more. He looked better, in my opinion. In my opinion, he won. And that's not saying I don't, you know, I'm happy Kenny won. Obviously, UK through and through. But in my opinion, that's what stopped Deji from winning, and that's what, in my opinion, why Face Temper should won. Because they both had the defense, Kenny King and cardio, and Deji but they just wouldn't get in there and get down and dirty. And sometimes, like with the Arms versus, I don't know who his opponent was, but Arms versus someone, they got in there and got down and dirty sometimes. You know, Arms got the win, UK. UK mostly dominated this show, to be fair, but sometimes you've got to get in there and get down and dirty. Like when I spar some of my people in my kickboxing class, there's one guy who's very aggressive and comes at you, and I can't always set him up for punches. So sometimes to get him, I've got to get in there and get down and dirty. There's another guy I spar with who's very good that I've got to get in there and get spar down and dirty. But sometimes I can set up punches and whatnot. You know, it's one of those things. You've got to be willing to get in there and get down and dirty. And that is, in my opinion, what stopped Deji and King Kenny winning. But overall, apart from that, and the price of the fucking cider, £7.50 for a fucking cider, that's why I only bought one and why I'm drinking in the hotel room now, because I ain't going to bed at anytime soon. It was a good night, you know, like I said, good atmosphere. It was a bit of a walk down, a bit of a walk back, but you know, it is what it is. Good atmosphere as always. A little disappointed with Simon Plus food, but yeah. Overall, decent little event. If there's another one, I'll probably go to it, because I do go to them and follow them and do enjoy going to the events. Hopefully, Drew Man can join me in the next one. But yeah. Sucks for Deji. Do I think Deji should continue boxing? From his tweet I just seen, apparently he's going to. That's down to him, I guess, but in my opinion, it's a hard one to say. I guess it's down to him at the end of the day, but you know, if I was in his shoes, I wouldn't. 3 losses, you know. Lucky enough, I won my case right, and I look to win my next one, but it's one of those things. I suppose it's down to Deji, but you know, it's just do as much as we cheer him on and want him to win. What's to say the next match he has, next boxing event that happens, he's on. Wait, he probably won't main event it, but next one he's on. What's to say he don't lose again? It could happen. Alright, he's got a new coach, and his new coach looks like he's doing him good, because he did lose a lot of weight as well, but it's a hard one to tell. But overall, I will hopefully see you tomorrow morning if I get my car sorted, because I've lost it, so I've got to try and get it set up on Silence and Pay. But yeah, I'll catch you later. Cheers, bye. Gonna enjoy a few ciders now and finish on the other 2 channels. Bye.